You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5.
Coming up, some Manatee County High School students returned to class this morning for the first time since two of their classmates were killed on the way to the homecoming dance. What police say caused that crash.
Plus, how a lit candle in a closet has caused a second house fire in the past 2 weeks in Charlotte County.
And first, more parking, then more restrooms. Wait until you hear what's coming next to St. Armand's Circle. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now. Good morning, Monday, weekend's over. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Stephanie Webb. Thanks for waking up with us on this Monday morning. Josh Stone is in for John Scalzi, so we head over to Josh.
All right, Ray and Stephanie, good morning to you and happy Monday. Well, the big story last Friday was Hurricane Florence. We all know about that. And the remnants here still producing very heavy rain in North Carolina. Raleigh really starting, at least the north part of Raleigh, getting socked with the heavy rain. For us right now, the radar looks quiet. There's a little blip here just to the south of Venice, so we'll monitor that. But today, just about a 20% chance of shower activity. Right now, it's 78 degrees, just a few clouds out there, so pretty quiet for our Monday morning. The red tide, though, not so good. We'll talk more about that. Of course, have your forecast a little bit later. Back to you.
Talk to you soon. Thank you, Josh. Checking the roads. So far, it's clear in Manatee County. No slowdowns so far. Checking farther south, a couple red spots. Fruitville Road, westbound around Beneva. Also down there at Stickney Point after Swift, where it bends toward 41. And then our final map to the south, a little tiny thing, very top left corner as you come 41 south around Osprey. Otherwise, not too bad so far at 5:01 in the morning.
Well, it will be a solemn day at Lakewood Ranch High School after two students were killed in a car accident Saturday night.
Two boys going to the homecoming dance when FHP says the 17-year-old driver turned left in front of a pickup truck on State Road 64 in eastern Manatee County. Marla Spence is live now outside Lakewood Ranch High School. Marla?
Hey guys, a sad weekend and now morning here at Lakewood Ranch High School. This morning, grief counselors will be here at the high school consoling and comforting students who may have known the two students who were killed Saturday night in that tragic car accident. Now, 17-year-old Chase Coyner and 15-year-old Matthew Powers were headed to homecoming Saturday night and attempted to make a left turn on State Road 64, and that's when a Dodge Ram truck traveling east slammed into the side of their car. Now, the driver in that suffered minor injuries, but his daughter was hospitalized. One Lakewood Ranch parent tells us she saw the entire accident happen before her eyes.
We witnessed them taking care of the boys, and we felt that we needed to pay our respects even though we did not know them, and start a memorial for these young boys and do what little we can to help come to peace with this for the family.
And that memorial site sits where the accident happened on Saturday night. Many parents and neighbors are distraught over the loss. They tell us they will be fighting for change. They added that for years that intersection has been very dangerous, and what they're asking officials to do, that's coming up at 5:45. I'm Marla Spence reporting live in Lakewood Ranch for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Marla, thank you. And here's an important reminder for drivers in Manatee County. Bridge maintenance is now underway on State Road 64 at the Anna Maria Island Drawbridge. Now, there will be some closures overnight there in both directions. Most of that construction is scheduled to happen between 9 o'clock at night and 5 every morning. On the upside, though, the work is expected to be finished by this Thursday.
For the second time in recent weeks in Charlotte County, a candle in a closet caused a house fire. The fire happened on Mineral Avenue. A resident later admitted they had a lit candle in a walk-in closet. Bad combination. Fortunately, all three inside the house got out safely. The Red Cross is now helping the family find a temporary place to live. A similar fire happened 2 weeks ago also in Charlotte County.
Well, 3 local charter schools are now facing some state penalties. An audit from the 2017 school year claims that Manatee School of the Arts and Sciences was found to have a weakness in its financial record keeping. This while the Student Leadership Academy in Venice and Rowlett at Academy of Arts were both also found to be in non-compliance with government auditing standards. Most of the schools there have reportedly fixed their issues. In all, 629 audits were done on charter schools throughout the state. They found that about 14% 40% of those schools did have problems with their financial record keeping. And to Orlando now, where 2 investigations have been launched into how the University of Central Florida spent $38 million to construct a building with money that was supposed to be used for operations. The university's chief financial officer resigned last week after an audit revealed that the school had improperly used state funding. Now a state ethics committee has been formed to investigate just how that money was actually spent.
And now to Miami, where witnesses say a speeding truck ran a red light, causing the crash of a Miami Metro bus, injuring 10 people. The bus crashed into a pillar outside a clothing store in the Little Haiti area. 2 people in the SUV were seriously injured, while 8 on the bus had minor injuries. A witness says the truck was speeding and ran a red light before striking the bus. The big concern was how to remove the bus without causing the building to remain unstable.
Well, more new things coming to St. Armand Circle, new restrooms, new parking on the way. Now, some new temporary speed bumps also coming to the circle. They're going to be placed on Ringling Boulevard and Boulevard of the Presidents. Now, FDOT is adding the speed bumps there in response to business owners who say they've seen vehicles speeding around that circle and causing some near misses with pedestrians. And now to Venice for an update on the downtown Venice beautification project there. Right now, crews are demolishing the sidewalks on West Venice Avenue and replacing those. The city hopes to have all the sidewalks open by this Thursday for the Venice Main Street Wine Walk.
Well, here's your chance for a free Tervis tumbler. The Sarasota County manufacturer will give away 10,000 of their glasses later on this month. On September 27th, there's just one catch. You have to sign an agreement not to use any more disposable cups in your life. Tervis says it is committed to making a positive impact on our oceans and environment by reducing waste. The giveaways will be at both their locations on South Temiami Trail in Osprey and at their store on St. Armand Circle. I guess if you commit to not use disposable cups, you'll use more Tervis tumblers.
You'll use more Tervis tumblers. I like the way they're thinking there. Just jinx.
Very shrewd marketing. Now also
Yes.
a good cause.
Yes.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, the latest on Tropical Depression Florence and how the Carolinas are facing the historic flooding there this morning.
And later in the hour, more on those new sexual assault claims being made against Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh and how it will affect this week's scheduled vote. But first,
it is 5:07 on your Monday morning, September 17th. Warm last night and off to a warm start this morning, Josh.
All right, Ray. Yeah, it's going to be a nice day today. We're going to start off seeing mostly sunny skies, then a few clouds will develop in the afternoon. Maybe a 20-30% chance for shower activity, and then highs today topping out in the upper 80s and lower 90s. What does the forecast look like over the next several days? We'll have the answer coming up. Stay with us.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Letting my friends online know I was quitting kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it. You can too.
For free help, visit cdc.gov/tips.
The final 2018 Accord clearance is now during our model year-end clearance sale. Drive new Accords for just $249 a month. Get an Accord, the North American car of the year, for less than the competition. With more standard features than Camry, Honda Sensing, multi-angle camera, turbocharged engine, and more. New Accords, just $249 a month. Your last chance for new Accords. All on clearance this week at your local Honda dealer.
Planning a Carnival Fantasy Cruise out of Mobile? Then check out the park and cruise packages at the luxurious Battle House and Renaissance Riverview Plaza hotels. Stay at the Battle House for $169 per night, or the Riverview Plaza for just $149 per night, and leave your car for the duration of your cruise. Includes transportation to and from the cruise terminal. If you're cruising out of Mobile, come stay with us. Call 1-800-MARRIOTT or visit Marriott.com now.
Gettle's got what you're looking for at Gettle.com. 17 new car brands, over 1,000 used vehicles, prices and payments you can afford. Credit help if you need it, and they pay cash for your old car. Plus, Gettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Need service? Gettle's got that too. Gettle's got it. Visit Gettle.com.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004.
This is the story of a boy who was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
All right, good morning. Good Monday morning to you. I'm meteorologist Josh Stone. John Scalzi has the day off. Well, this is what was once Hurricane Florence. Now tropical depression, has sustained winds of 30 miles per hour and moving to the north at 10, but still kicking it. I mean, we're talking about heavy rain coming down in portions of North Carolina right now. Sanford, up towards Raleigh, into Henderson. So they are getting pounded with the heavy rain. And the rain has spilled over the same areas for the last several days. So unfortunately, terrible flooding there. For us, well, it's quiet along the Suncoast. A little blip here on the radar. There's a little cell just to the west of Inglewood. But these are kind of popcorn showers. They pop up really quick and then they dissipate just as quickly as they popped up. Right now it's 78 degrees. A few clouds out there, dew point 77. Southeasterly wind, not much, about 5 miles per hour. Eventually that wind will come in from the west with a sea breeze. But right now, really not much of a wind, as we talked about. The forecast winds, though, southeast and then the westerly, northwesterly sea breeze will kick in. But over the weekend, we had more of that westerly, northwesterly wind thanks to the backside of Florence. So Florence actually influenced our weather, and unfortunately, that brought the red tide back to the coast. I don't know if you smelled it, but it was atrocious over the weekend. This report came in on Friday, and it was pretty bad. And the good news about our forecast is we're going to get more in a typical type of pattern where the winds will be coming in from the southeast, and that will hopefully blow that smell offshore. Water vapor imagery, we're having a little dry air that skirted in over the weekend, but now we'll have a little more moisture come in as we go through the next few days. You know, in the tropics there is a tropical wave. This was once Isaac as far as a tropical storm, but it is encountering some wind shear, so we'll watch it, but right now it doesn't look very impressive at all. How about the beach and boating forecast today? We'll just watch out for the red tide, but it doesn't look as bad. Southeasterly wind becoming west in the afternoon, 5 to 10 knots, seas 1 to 2 feet with a light chop in the bays. Our high today tops out at 90. Expect mostly sunny to partly sunny skies in the afternoon. A very small chance for showers, but they could take place. And then as we get into this next week here, this work week, we're calling for the increase in shower and storm activity because of that southeasterly flow that will intersect with the sea breeze and then ignite some showers in the afternoon. But highs around average. Average high at this time of the year is 89, but we're going to hover around that as we go through the next few days. Back to you.
Thanks so much, Josh. Take a look outside, starting off in Manatee County with your first alert traffic out there this morning. Pretty decent out there so far. A couple slowdowns you can see right there on State Road 64, but other than that, Manatee County running pretty decent so far. And then in Sarasota County, the top half of the county, those roads are actually looking pretty decent. No real slowdowns or delays out there. And then if you're headed farther south, 75 and 41 both running pretty good at this hour. It is 5:14, and that is your first alert traffic. Well, right now, an awful situation in the Carolinas as the effects of now Tropical Storm Florence continue to get worse. Now, that storm already claimed at least 17 lives, 10 in North Carolina and 6 in South Carolina.
ABC's Emily Rao has the latest from Wilmington, North Carolina.
After days of punishing rain, the catastrophic flooding forecasters warned of now becoming a reality. Rivers rising to record levels, flowing through neighborhoods and cutting off towns.
So far, what we're dealing with is probably the most catastrophic disaster that this county has seen in the last 50 or 60 years.
First responders working around the clock, carrying out hundreds of rescues. The Coast Guard pulling a mother and infant from danger. The elderly being taken to safety from this nursing home in Goldsboro, North Carolina.
Floodwaters are still raging across parts of our state, and the risk to life is rising with the angry waters.
More than 170 roads in North Carolina impassable, including 2 major highways, leaving some drivers stranded.
This is Highway 74, a main east-west corridor leading in and out of Wilmington. Take a look, a car driving through that high water. It's flowing right over the highway. At times, it's been too high for cars to get through.
And long lines forming at the few open businesses as people venture out for the first time in days.
So we had to get out, because can't, no electricity, can't cook or anything, so we finally come out today.
It's scary. You think the worst of it's over, but then we get another gust of wind, bad high winds, and rain.
And here in Wilmington, the Cape Fear River, just a couple of blocks down the street here, it already broke a record on Friday, and this morning a flash flood warning is still in effect. Emily Rao, ABC News, Wilmington, North Carolina.
Walmart is already trying to help victims of Hurricane Florence. The retail giant will double customer donations. You give $1, they'll give $2. They call it the Foundation for the Carolinas. You can donate online or at Walmart or Sam Club registers. They're also going the extra mile for their thousands of workers in that region, including hot meals and phone calls to check on their status.
Well, when it comes to rescue zones in the storm zone, it wasn't just humans in need of some help. Cats and dogs left to have to fend for themselves were having to be rescued by Good Samaritans. Now, check out this reporter. There was one that actually interrupted her Facebook Live to save a therapy dog.
Do you think that is safe? It's my daughter's therapy dog. I have no choice. All right, here we go. She's got the dog.
Oh, coastal shelters were faced with a problem over the weekend. Also, what to do with all those dogs and cats that were left in their care. So some of them put out a call for help, and people lined up to pick up foster pets just for the weekend. Very likely, in some cases, maybe even a little longer.
The Pentagon has dispatched thousands of troops to the southeast. 7,500 members of the Coast Guard are on the ground. The National Guard deployed 6,500 troops, and almost 3,000 more are standing by. This video is of the National Guard troops rescuing stranded people in New Bern, North Carolina. The Army Corps of Engineers and Department of Health and Human Services also have personnel on site. Most of those deployed are in the Carolinas, where the cost of the damage continues to mount.
And looking ahead, you're about to get a text from President Trump. Kind of. Later this week, the new presidential alert system is going to be tested out. It's similar to an Amber Alert and how that works. The goal is to alert all Americans to emergencies like severe weather, i.e. a hurricane, missing children. Now, most cell phone users will simply receive the alert Thursday afternoon. That message will be titled Presidential Alert, but will indicate it's only a test of the National Wireless Emergency Alert System. Now, all the major cell phone carriers will be taking part in this test. FEMA is also going to be testing out the emergency alert system on both radio and TV stations. And remember, while Hurricane Florence at the time didn't impact us here, there are still about 2.5 months left in our hurricane season. So it is a good reminder to make sure that you have your family's plan in place. You can find plenty of help on our free ABC7 weather app that includes a printable 2018 hurricane guide. And still to come on Good Morning Suncoast, we're going to tell you why a new study says nearly half of all phone calls will be spam by next year.
Getting worse?
Oh, yes.
Oh, brother. Also, next half hour, what police believe may have led to the first fatal shark attack off Cape Cod in 80 years. First, here's a live look at your U.S. Capitol. Big doings this week, where the Senate Judiciary Committee will vote on the nomination of Brett Kavanaugh, who was in the news this morning for all the wrong reasons, some allegations from his past. More on that story and additional news coming up right here on Good Morning Suncoast.
So you've decided to go to college. That's cool. So pop quiz. Which is a better way to earn your degree? Commute to college and fill your gas tank, get stuck in traffic, drive in bad weather, try to find a parking space, walk a half mile to class, or learn online at Independence University. In the park on a bench, on the beach on a towel, or on your couch with your kid. Your campus is wherever you want it to be. You don't go to college. College goes to you. That's independence. That's Independence University. You schedule classes around your schedule, and all your supplies, including a brand new laptop and tablet, are included with tuition. At Independence U, you'll learn from professional instructors with real work experience. You'll get personal support in school and employment assistance when you graduate. Get your degree, but keep your life. That's independence. That's Independence University. So if you're really smart, you'd call now.
Call 1-800-965-2704.
Independence U, for an independent you.
Call 1-800-965-2704.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
Stay connected to your clients and new customers using ABC7 Digital Media Services. Our team of professionals provide a wide array of digital services to help you get the most out of your website. We specialize in building and helping you maintain the most effective digital solutions for your business. It's vital that your online presence stands out, so our experts will equip you with the best resources available. Trust ABC7 Digital Media Services to give you the right tools to grow your business.
It's been about a month, and I can honestly say I've seen the change in me. I went from being a depressed girl who didn't want help to this happy, caring girl who loves helping other people. I just really hope that people that went through what I went through get the help that they need because their story is important and they are loved. Thank you so much for everything.
Look at this. The Bucks got off to a great start yesterday. First play from scrimmage, a 75-yard touchdown pass from Ryan Fitzpatrick to Deshaun Jackson against his former team, the champion Philadelphia Eagles. Bucks up 7-0. Second quarter now, game tied at 7. Fitzpatrick throws another great pass, this time to O.J. Howard, who gets down the sideline nicely, avoids a few tackles. He scores. Missed the extra point, though. Bucks up 13-7. The Bucks go on to win 27-21, first time in 8 years, off to a 2-0 start. National audience a week from tonight. They'll host the Pittsburgh Steelers. Quarterback controversy is next. Many fans, no names.
Yes, I'm jumping in on this one.
Ryan Fitzpatrick, they want to be the new quarterback. Jameis Winston can hold a clipboard when he comes back. That's going to begin after the Steelers game when Jameis is off his suspension.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of people saying Fitzpatrick has been doing good, and he's looked good in the preseason when he was going back and forth, and he looked good yesterday, too.
He's breaking records now for all his passing.
Yeah,
wow.
Good. All right, so are Amazon employees taking bribes?
That story in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, reports of bribery at Amazon.
According to the Wall Street Journal, some sellers are paying Amazon workers to wipe out negative product reviews. Merchants are also reportedly bribing employees to get customer emails. Amazon is investigating. Streaming services are reportedly in talks with IMAX to show their original content in theaters.
Hollywood has recently debated whether original movies by Netflix and Amazon should be eligible for certain awards like Best Picture at the Oscars. And last year, the Cannes Film Festival announced all winners will have to be shown in theaters. And you're going to be getting some more junk calls on your cell phone.
A mobile phone security company says by next year, all almost half of your calls will be scams. The most popular trick used by scammers is what's called neighborhood spoofing, where the incoming call appears to be from your area.
We're already getting some of those.
We are.
Annoying. Those are your Tech Bites.
Tech Bites, sponsored by Walgreens.
This flu season, protect yourself. And your sister-in-laws, tennis partners, chatty co-workers, youngest daughters, entire judo class. One shot can make a world of difference. Walgreens has specially trained pharmacists that know which flu shot is right for you. Protecting the world. Over 60 million flu shots and counting. Starts with protecting yours. Walgreens. Trusted since 1901.
New Alka-Seltzer Plus Power Max Gels. Concentrated power, 25% smaller pill. Max your cold relief with Alka-Seltzer Plus.
How do you top mac and cheese? Start with 100% clean ingredients, like Vermont white cheddar. Then add bacon, barbecue chicken, or Baja Blend. Catering and delivery now available. Panera, food as it should be.
All right, crew, let's get started. Sure.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 70.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
I'm Deshauna Barber. In 2016, I was proud to win the title of Miss USA. What makes me just as proud is my service in the U.S. military. In the service, a soldier gains skills and learns values like discipline and leadership. That makes them an asset to any business that hires them. If you're an employer, on behalf of Coalition to Salute America's Heroes, remember to hire smart and bet on a vet. Visit saluteheroes.org or call this number to learn more.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5:30.
Coming up, new allegations against President Trump's Supreme Court nominee, just how it could impact this week's confirmation vote.
Plus, Senate candidate and Governor Rick Scott will make a campaign stop today on the Suncoast. We'll tell you where.
And conservationist and wildlife artist Guy Harvey was here in town this past weekend. We're going to tell you what he had to say about our red tide situation. Those stories plus your Monday forecast this half hour on Good Morning Suncoast. Good morning to you. It's 5:29. I'm Stephanie Webb.
And I'm Ray Collins. Josh Stone is in one more day for John Skulls. He's got the Monday morning forecast for us. Josh?
All right, thanks so much, Ray and Stephanie. Good morning to you. We're looking at our live radar along the Suncoast. The only thing I could find right now is a little blip right here and just to the west and northwest of Inglewood. It's offshore, and that's really the only game in town right now. I think we're going to mostly be dry today, only about a 20% chance of shower activity. However, maybe later on this afternoon to our south, we could see a few heavier storms develop, but we'll keep monitoring that as we go through the day. Right now, it's pretty quiet. Just a few clouds out there. That's about it. Upper 70s, Sarasota, Bradenton, and Venice. And the day planner looks like this. Starting off sunny, and then a few clouds develop, and there's your 20% chance of shower activity in the afternoon. Back to you.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, Josh. Checking the roads right now. Here is the scene in Manatee County. Not much to report so far. Let's check farther south. Now, here's the scene in the northern half of Sarasota County. We don't have University anymore. We do have Fruitville, though. It looks like the eastbound lanes are showing some congestion as you approach Beneva. And then checking farther south, not too much to report as of 5:31 on this Monday morning. New details now about the allegations against Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh.
A woman says Kavanaugh sexually assaulted her 35 years ago when they were both in high school. ABC's Stephanie Ramos tells us how this could affect this week's confirmation hearing this week.
Explosive new developments involving Supreme Court Justice nominee Brett Kavanaugh. A woman named Christine Blasey Ford is accusing the judge of sexually assaulting her at a high school party in the early 80s. Ford says Kavanaugh tried to attack her and remove her clothing. She says she thought Kavanaugh might inadvertently kill her. Ford initially shared her story confidentially with California Senator Dianne Feinstein, who forwarded it to the FBI last week, but details were later leaked. It was not a topic addressed during his confirmation hearings, but is now threatening to possibly delay a vote. Republican Senator Susan Collins, who has been undecided about voting for Kavanaugh, spoke about the accusations last night on CNN.
Well, I obviously was very surprised. And it's an issue that I brought up with him last Friday, and he denied, as he did in his written statement.
Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski was asked if the Senate Judiciary Committee should delay the vote to confirm Kavanaugh. She said she was open to it. Republican Senator Lindsey Graham said in a statement, "If Ms. Ford wishes to provide information to the committee, I would gladly listen to what she has to say." Some Senate Republicans believe this is all a ploy by Democrats to delay the vote. Kavanaugh has denied the allegation, saying, "I did not do this back in high school or at any time."
A spokesman for the committee's chairman, Chuck Grassley, says the vote would proceed as scheduled. But some Republicans, like Senator Jeff Flake, say they are open to delaying the vote so they can hear directly from Ford. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Washington.
Happening today, Governor Rick Scott is coming to Sarasota County. The Senate candidate will be at the Mojo's Real Cuban Restaurant in Venice at 1 p.m. It's one of his many stops on the campaign trail this week. He's facing Democratic Senator Bill Nelson in a closely watched race in 7 weeks. Nelson's supporters, in fact, plan to attend today's event as well.
Finally, some answers after that series of gas explosion destroyed dozens of homes near Boston last week. The NTSB says the incident happened because of an overpressurized pipes in the area and sensors not going off when they needed to. Now, the news coming as families are finally allowed to return home. Dozens of homes were destroyed or damaged. Thousands were forced to leave their homes as that chain reaction of explosions and fires hit the area.
Well, I don't know how long it's going to take to get over the mental and physical toil and ordeal that we've all been through.
Now, one teen was actually killed following that explosion when a chimney fell onto his car. 12 others are still recovering from their injuries.
A Border Patrol agent in Texas has reportedly confessed to killing 4 sex workers in a 2-week killing spree. Police say Juan David Ortiz fatally shot 3 women and a man. They say he tried to abduct another woman Saturday night, but she escaped. Police found him hiding in a hotel parking garage where he was arrested. He's now being held on $2.5 million bond.
Well, beaches remain closed near Cape Cod after the first fatal shark attack in Massachusetts in 80 years. Family and friends are mourning the loss of 26-year-old engineering student Arthur Medici. Now, despite signs in the area warning about great whites being spotted there recently, Medici was boogie boarding about 30 yards out on Saturday when police say the shark knocked him off the board, then grabbed a hold of him. A witness described what happened.
I never wanted to be that guy at the edge of the ocean screaming shark at the top of my lungs, and that happened.
Now, the last shark attack there was way back in 1936, and that attack and the story around it was what inspired the movie Jaws.
Now, if you were out near the coast this past weekend, you might have smelled it. Mote Marine says the latest report on red tide confirms a strong presence still on area beaches. Lido Key was deserted this weekend, dead fish on the shore and also bobbing in the water. Mote says the only beach now without a big problem is Nokomis Beach. Respiratory irritation is also being felt there, though, as well as other beaches as well. 2 Sarasota women hosted a red tide awareness event called Saving Nemo. Janine West and Megan Metcalf held the event to create a grassroots response to combat red tide.
I've always gotten affected by red tide, but never like this. I literally can hardly go outside, and I'm pregnant, so trying to just find out what's going on, trying to create community, knowing that this is a natural bloom, but there's also a lot that can be done, and we just wanted to know what that even is.
Some of the speakers talked about petitioning for stronger fertilizer regulations to protect area waterways.
Well, marine wildlife artist and conservationist Guy Harvey was on the Suncoast over the weekend. Now, he was in town for the opening of a new Dick's Sporting Goods at the University Town Center. He was also promoting his brand Guy Harvey while talking about research and conservation. Now, while he was in town, we asked him about red tide.
The over-nutrification of our coastal waters is a problem. It's a political problem. It's going to be solved in Tallahassee. But I think the more people speak up about it, because everybody's lives are being affected.
Now, Harvey was born in Jamaica, now lives with his family in Costa Rica. The 62-year-old also has a research institute based in Fort Lauderdale. It works closely with Mote Marine.
Starting next weekend, the Sarasota Farmers Market will adjust its location for a few months. This comes in response to safety concerns from ongoing construction of the Mark on Lemon Avenue. The city is also going to spend a few $1,000s to add red bricks to Lemon early next year. So the new market footprint will include a new addition of First Street from Lemon Avenue to Orange Avenue instead. And throughout the shift, the market will maintain its regular hours Saturday from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Looking ahead, Manatee County is hosting a hiring expo later on this week. Representatives from Manatee County government, the school board, the sheriff's office, and others are all in need of more employees, and they're going to be there. Some of the job openings include beach lifeguards, 911 dispatchers, bus operators, and so many more. Now, that hiring expo is going to be held at the Bradenton Area Convention Center in Palmetto on Thursday from 2 until 7.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, we'll go back to Lakewood Ranch High School where students are arriving shortly. 2 of their classmates were killed over the weekend in a car accident. We'll have a live update.
And we're going to take a look at some of the potential health risks you should think about after a storm hits the Suncoast. But first,
it is 5:38 right now on this Monday morning. Here's a shot outside our studios at the Rosemary District and the downtown skyline. Josh Stone now has today's planner.
All right, Ray and Stephanie. Yeah, it's actually going to be a pretty nice day today with sunshine, and then a few clouds develop with the heating of the day in the afternoon and a 20% chance of shower activity. What's going on in the tropics? Well, a few things to talk about. We'll have the details when we come back, so stay with us.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, fishing, or biking and hiking. Or play the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy the flavors of the Black Belt. Book your adventure at our lodges or stay in the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate and it's worn like a badge of honor with good reason. Because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator, there was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Well, happy Monday to you. I'm meteorologist Josh Stone in for John Scalzi today. He has the day off. Well, we all know what happened over the weekend, especially last Friday when we had a landfalling Category 1 hurricane in Florence. And right now, Florence is a tropical depression, has sustained winds of 30 miles per hour moving to the north and a northeast about 13 miles per hour, so very slowly, but it's still producing the very heavy rain, especially through portions of North Carolina. We'll zero into some of these spots here. You can see Raleigh, Sanford, let's see, Southern Hines, and even around Greenville here. Heavy rain coming down over the same areas where they experienced heavy rain over the weekend. And for at least until later tonight, it's forecasted to have an additional 4+ inches of rain, some locations through North Carolina, stretching now into Virginia. Remember, some of these areas are pretty hilly, especially inland. So not only are you talking about the flood threat, but potential mudslides as well. For our area, it's flat, no issues with any tropical systems right now. It's quiet, radar is quiet. Had a little shower activity off the coast of Rotunda, maybe just right off of Inglewood offshore here, but it's over open waters and not affecting anything. I think for the most part today, we're only going to have a 20% chance of shower activity for us. 78 degrees right now, so pretty quiet outside, a few clouds. Winds are going to be light today, but the pattern is actually going to change. We're going to have more of a southeasterly flow as we go through this week, so that's going to be good because over the weekend we had more of a westerly, northwesterly wind, and this report came out on Friday, and unfortunately a red tide was pretty high and it was miserable over the weekend if you lived on the coast. It's dry air scooted in over the weekend, but now we're going to have more moisture come our way as we go through the next few days. So only about 20% chance of shower activity today. Maybe some heavier storms could develop to the south of our area, but we'll have to watch that closely. Another tropical system in the Caribbean, this is a tropical wave, Isaac, but it is encountering some wind shear here as it continues to move west and northwest, so no issues there. Our high tops out at 90, and here's a breakdown of the 7-day outlook as we go through the next few days. The shower activity does ramp up because I talked about that southeasterly wind, so a typical pattern for this time of the year, and highs topping out about where they should be in the upper 80s and lower 90s. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Josh. Take a look outside and check on your first alert traffic once again. We have some delays in Manatee County right there on 301 as you approach or as you go by State Road 70. A little bit slower, but not anything too bad so far this morning. In Sarasota County, those roads are looking pretty decent. A little slowdown on Fruitville as you approach 41 there, but that's about it there. And then if we're heading a little bit farther south, both 75 and 41 are running pretty smooth so far at this hour. It is 5:44, and that is your first alert traffic. Well, it will be a solemn day at Lakewood Ranch High School today after 2 students were killed in a car accident Saturday night.
2 boys were heading to the homecoming dance when FHP says the 17-year-old student driver turned left in front of a pickup truck on State Road 64 in eastern Manatee County. Marla Spence is live now outside Lakewood Ranch where students are arriving shortly this morning. Marla?
Yeah, guys, a sad weekend and now a sad morning as grief counselors will be here at the school comforting students who knew the 2 teens who were killed in that tragic accident on Saturday night. 17-year-old Chase Collier and 15-year-old Matthew Powers were headed to homecoming Saturday night and attempted to make a left turn on State Road 64, and that's when a Dodge Ram truck traveling east slammed into the side of their car. Now, the driver in that car suffered minor injuries, but his daughter was hospitalized. Now, one Lakewood Ranch parent tells us she saw the entire accident happen before her eyes. Parents and neighbors like her are advocating for change. They added that for years that intersection where the deadly accident happened has been very dangerous.
And I don't know what more needs to be done. It's like the tragedies keep happening. And since I, again, have lived here for over 13 years, we've had multitude of accidents that happen, from minor fender benders to serious ones, and something needs to give. We have to have FDOT and the county commissioners do something more. A roundabout's not going to cut it.
And many neighbors are pleading for streetlights in both directions of the intersection, something that they hope to see following the tragic accident. Now, as neighbors advocate for change, a memorial site sits where the accident happened to honor and pay respects to the teens. This morning, grief counselors and a crisis team will be at the school to talk to students who were looking forward to seeing their classmates this weekend before their lives were cut short. Reporting live in Lakewood Ranch, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Marla, thank you. Right now, parts of Asia are recovering from Super Typhoon Mangkhut. It was the strongest storm of the year so far. Officials in the Philippines and China say the storm has killed at least 54 people. Look at this video as waves are pushing debris onto the beach. You can see all the wind and the rain hitting that right there. Oh. Things just flying around. Now, Hong Kong's typhoon alert warning was at its highest level, and the city all but shut down as this massive storm rolled through. The wind was even strong enough to bounce a sofa, as you're seeing right there, like a softball. Video shows a piece of furniture tumbling over as if it didn't weigh anything. 40 people are still missing in the Philippines as of this morning. And remember, while Hurricane Florence and typhoons like this don't impact us here, this time, there are still 2.5 months left in hurricane season, so it's a good reminder to make sure you have your family's plan in place. You can find plenty of help on our free ABC 7 app, including a printable 2018 hurricane guide.
Yeah, it's important to be aware of potential health risks after a storm as well. Standing water may still carry bacteria, so you should wash your hands so you don't get sick. Also, dirty water can also cause infection of an open wound if it's submerged.
Encourage people to wash their hands with soap and water, not put their hands in their mouth. Children who may not have that inhibition, after touching dirty water containing some of these bacteria, can go and put that in their mouth, thereby increasing their risk for diarrheal illness.
Health officials also encourage people to get counseling to help cope with the mental challenges after a storm. New study shows fetal growth may improve if pregnant women use air purifiers inside their homes. Researchers worked with nearly 500 pregnant women and put air purifiers in half their homes. Well, the machines decreased air pollutants by 30%. And researchers say the results show that air pollution during pregnancy has a negative impact on a baby's growth.
Switching to entertainment news, an actor best known for his roles on The X-Files and in Godfather Part 2 has passed away. Peter Donat played the father of Agent Mulder on The X-Files. He was also in Murder, She Wrote, Hawaii Five-0, and many other shows at the time. His son said he died from complications of diabetes at his home near San Francisco. He was 90 years old. And get this, almost $3 million worth of stolen film equipment has finally been recovered in Argentina. Now, officials announced the conclusion of Operation Hollywood Stolen. It was a 2-year-long undercover operation. They work with law enforcement all over the world to finally find and recover stolen cameras, lenses, lighting equipment. Now, the thieves, they took it even a step further. They had actually been renting out this stolen equipment to make even more money. And a photographer in Montana is suing Netflix, accusing the streaming giant of using his iconic picture illegally. Sean Heavy says he took the picture way back in 2010 of a supercell storm cloud, but Netflix says the picture they have is actually a different one. It was used for the series Stranger Things and the movie How It Ends. And science fiction thriller The Predator, even though it didn't get great reviews, was #1 at the box office this weekend. The film had a $24 million weekend debut. Horror flick The Nun still holding in there. It was one of the Conjuring spin-offs, grossed about $18.2 million in its second week. And Lionsgate's drama A Simple Favor, starring Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively, that one came in #3 for its weekend debut, bringing in around $16 million.
California teenager found a purse with $10,000 inside. 16-year-old Rami Zaneh saw the purse in the middle of the road on the way home from school recently, and guess what he did? Did he buy snacks, video games? Nope. Gave it to the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office.
To me, I figured this is the right thing to do if I take it and find whoever's purse it was, because if the roles were reversed and I had lost something with a significant sum of money inside, I know I would want it back for sure.
Well, the purse and cash have since gotten back to the rightful owner, and the woman gave him $100 for his honesty.
And you know who I want to go hug? His mom and dad for
Yeah.
raising a good, smart kid. What a nice, he was able to empathize and, you know, think, hey, somebody lost us. This meant something to them.
You know what? Not many 16-year-olds have that sense of that. You know?
No.
As adults, we learn to develop karma.
Yes, because we have life scenarios that sort of teach us those
Right,
things.
but
Yeah.
that's good. Good for him. You're right.
Yeah.
The parents are the heroes there as well. 5:51 will update the day's top news headlines straight ahead.
That's right. But first, you're taking a nice look outside this morning. Not a bad day shaping up. Some sun in the morning. Josh will have the latest when we come back. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast right here on ABC 7.
Clogged pores are disgusting. Introducing Dermasuction, the easy way to suck that yuck out of your pores. Dermasuction removes blackheads and dirt from your pores. Just look at everything it extracts. The secret's the gentle vacuum action. Watch as Dermasuction extracts so much yuck, leaving your skin feeling clean and youthful.
The gunk that had been pulled out, I was pretty horrified, but better in the Dermasuction than on my face.
It's almost addictive because you can see all this stuff coming out of your skin that you don't even really know is there.
Call now to order your Dermasuction for just $19.99. We'll also include our small and large body probes, the Sonic Microdermabrasion probe, and the handy travel case, all absolutely free. Order now and you can double the offer. Just pay a separate fee. You can get all this, but you have to order now.
Call 1-800-213-9301. That's 1-800-213-9301. Or visit dermasuction.com. So call 1-800-213-9301 now.
Gettle's got what you're looking for at Gettle.com. 17 new car brands, over 1,000 used vehicles, prices and payments you can afford. Credit help if you need it, and they pay cash for your old car. Plus, Gettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Need service? Gettle's got that too. Gettle's got it. Visit Gettle.com.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Everything all right? Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery? Sure. We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Here are the headlines. Grief counselors will be available today at Lakewood Ranch High School. 2 of their students were killed on the way to the homecoming dance Saturday after FHP says the 17-year-old driver turned left in front of an oncoming pickup truck on State Road 64. A girl in that truck is in critical condition.
Plus, Tervis is giving out 10,000 free tumblers later on this month. The catch? Well, you just have to sign an agreement not to use any more disposable cups.
Sure that's legally binding or not. For the first time in 8 years, your Buccaneers are off to a 2-0 start. They beat the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. Final score 27-21. They'll host the Steelers a week from tonight, national audience. Let's get our own starting quarterback now, Josh Stone, with today's forecast.
That's right. It's all in the rotator cuff, right? If I can point. 90 degrees will be our high today, mostly to partly sunny skies. Westerly, southwesterly wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Back to you.
All right.
All right, coming up next, we're going to tell you why an aspirin a day may not actually keep the doctor away. You do that, don't you?
My brother is a doctor. He says take an aspirin a day and have cardiac issues in our family, so an aspirin a day is the right thing to do.
Well, not according to this new study. It may not work for everybody.
Now you tell me.
I know.
I'm going to stay right here and watch that story then.
Sounds good. You are watching Good Morning Suncoast. The news continues right here on ABC 7.